Welcome back to another tutorial video where I'm going to share how to do some maths problems in Scratch. And today is a very special problem to me. This is a maths investigation based on a problem from Don Stewart, who's got a fantastic mathematical blog. And this is a problem involving probability. And here we have 4 different cards. One with a 6 and a 7 on, one with a 10, 12, and a 2 and 11 on. And you've got to choose which card you would like to have for the game. And the idea is you roll 2 dice and add up the total. And if the total appears on your card, you score a point. What I tend to do is we play this game in class and we'll try and figure out which card seems to be the best. But here we've got an experimental probability program where you can actually do thousands of rolls in one quick go. So here I could type in 3,500 rolls and instantly it rolls 3,500 times and allocates a point each time to the group that got the point. So for example, here 6 and 7 got 1,050 points, whereas the card 2, 10, 11, and 12 only got 671. But if we ran that again with exactly the same numbers, find that we get similar but different results, and that's really important in experimental probability. And we can reset here. But if I do it with, say, 20 rolls, much fewer, you can see that in fact this time the second card won. Let's figure out how we make this. Let's get to it. Okay, so in this Scratch project, we're going to need tons and tons of variables. We're going to need loads, so I'm going to get making them now, and then we'll go through them at the end. Right, so we've got, I think that's all the variables I need. I've got a variable for player 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have a total, and I have a dice 1, and I have a dice 2. Now, the next thing that you need to do is you need to create 4 players, and it's up to you how you do that. You could either have 4 different sprites across the bottom, and then on each sprite, you could have, on the costumes, you could actually type in the scores that they have. So for example, this might have 8 and 5, and then you can pop that onto that player. So you can have it like that. It's not very clear in purple, but might be more clear in white. So you've got that character, and you would do that 4 times. Alternatively, you could paint a new sprite, and this is what I did in the example. I created a square. I give it a bit of an outline. And then inside, using the text tool, I then chose the numbers. So for example, this could be the 2, the 10, the 11, the 12. We can't see that now, but if I change the color. So this could be a player as well. It's up to you how you do it. It really doesn't matter. But when you're finished, you should have a row of 4 players, each corresponding to the cards from the start of the video. Once you've got your 4 players with their set of cards and it's nice and visible and easy, what you then need to do is attach each player with their variable. And I don't really like these huge big boxes, so if you double click on them, they turn into just the variable which we can use as the score. And I'm going to remember this is player 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's important later. I'm going to have dice 1 and dice 2 over here. And I don't actually need the total to be on the screen. Okay, so we're set up. Everything is ready. You could obviously add in a much nicer background, but for now, that is everything we need to do. And we're ready to write the algorithm. First things first, we need to roll the 2 dice. Now, before I do the code for that, I'm sure you can probably figure out how we're going to get a random number to appear on dice 1, then a random number to appear on dice 2, and then add them together to make a total. So have a think how you can do that. You can pause the video if you want now. So this is how you do that little bit of code. So when the flag is clicked, we would like to set dice 1 and set dice 2 to pick a random number from 1 to 6. And that is the equivalent of rolling dice. We also then want to set the total to dice 1 and dice 2 added together. So we just get the plus maths operator And we add in dice 1 and dice 2. And we can test it here. We can see that's working. If I show the total again, we can see that it's adding up each time we press the green flag. Excellent. All right. Next, we need to do the logic. Basically, whatever the total is, we need to assign the point to the correct player. Now, this is going to involve a lot of ORs. Okay, this operator down here, which has an OR, and we can actually put ORs inside ORs, and then ORs inside that too. So here you've got 4 different things that could happen, which is important for, say, player 4 over here. We're going to add in some ifs, and we're just going to use ifs, not if then else, because there's going to be lots of different outcomes based on the number. And if you just do if then else, you're only really getting 2. Whereas if you use if and then if and then if and then and one last if, that will cover everything in this example. So we're going to add that in here, and then we need to do the 4 checks. So if total, so we're going to need loads of these equals, and we're going to need loads of total equals. So if the total equal, let's do the player 4 first, even though we should do it 1 to 4, but I just want to show you how this works. Total equals 2, and I'm clicking duplicate on each one of these. Sometimes they'll mess up like this, but you just have to fiddle around. Okay, total equals 2, 10, or 11, or 12. Then change player 4, because this is the player 4 score here, by 1. Okay, rather than adding it into all these ifs, I'm actually going to get rid of that, and I'm going to duplicate each one like this. So I'm going to duplicate this one, but this one only needs 3 ifs. I'm going to walk backwards, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this one only needs 3. So we can get rid of this and add it in there. There we go. So now we've got 3. And this time, if it's 4, or it's 9, or it's 3, we want to give player 3 a score. Then let's duplicate this one. And now we only want 2. So I'll get rid of this. So we've only got 2 ORs left. Then we want 8 or 5. And that's player 2. And we're nearly finished. Duplicate one more time. We're going to change this to 6 and 7. So now, and change that to player 1. Now, as we press the green flag, we can see the scores changing. Make this a little bit bigger so we can see it. As I click the green flag, the dice are changing each time, and each person is being assigned a point if it lands on theirs. So that's 1 and 6, so 7. So this Scratch Cat got a point. And at the moment, we can see player 3 is leading. Now, this can be a bit tiresome, clicking over and over and again. But luckily, because coding is all about efficiency, we can set it up so that it runs as many times as we like. And if we choose at the start to ask how many rolls, and then we're going to repeat that many times. So we're going to go repeat answer. So basically, whatever the answer is going to repeat this whole process that many times, and we should have a winner at the end. Now, the problem is here is that we've already started, and I want to go back to 0. So I'm going to create a reset button, and there's a great button already in Scratch. I'll use one of these, and I'll go to costumes, and I'm just going to type reset. I'm going to put that there. I might make that button a bit smaller. Okay. And then on the reset button, it's simple as when this sprite clicked, you want to get rid of all of those variables. So we're going to set them all to 0. This will take a while. So there we go. I've just done when the sprite clicked, and we've set everything, all those variables to 0. Total doesn't really matter at this stage. We click reset, and everything goes to 0, and then we can press the green flag. So now we've got a reset button. We can press the green flag. How many rolls? Let's try 20 rolls. Click, and we can do a quick check. 7 plus 3 is 10. 4 plus 6 is 10. So yes, we've got 20 rolls there. And we can see that the winner in this game was player 1. And we do it again, 20 rolls. And we're showing experimental probability here. So this time it was player 2 that won. And if we reset again and go for the rolls, do the same amount again. And this time it was player 4 that won. So we're showing that each time when we do these experiments, different things can happen. However, if we do it over 100 times, we're more likely going to get one of them that wins every time. And I'll leave you to figure out why and link to theoretical probability. What's really nice with this is that we can actually experiment, and we can quite easily go into the code and change these numbers around, change the character numbers around, see if we can make a game that's perhaps more fair than this current game. And that's it. A really nice probability, experimental probability tool that you can use on Scratch that is easily customizable to any kind of experimental probability with 2 dice. Have fun with it, and I'll see you soon.